When playing football, your ultimate aim is to score a goal. Believe me, if you study your opponent properly and know your kicks, your angles, it is very easy to better your game and be a great footballer. Do you get it?
Yes, sir.
Now, let's gear up for the match. You all have 20 minutes. Then we all meet here again for our warm-up game, okay?
Yes, sir.
Great!
Tough coach.
Yeah, but he's a great teacher.
Sometimes I don't understand what he says.
He was saying something about angles. I wonder what that is.
Ta-da!
Of course, why fear?
When Dhruv is here. What is it? Angles. If I'm not wrong.
Yes, our coach was telling us about kicks and something about angles. How are they related?
Every sport works on mathematical principles, especially angles. Let me explain. When two rays meet at one common point, an angle is formed. We can see angles formed by different objects around us. The hands of a clock. The arms of the divider in your geometry box. The edges of a table. The two rays which form the angle are called the arms of the angle. The common point where the rays meet is called the vertex of the angle. Look at these rays, AB and AC. They form an angle between them. So, both ray AB and ray AC are the arms of the angle. Point A is the vertex of the angle. This is the symbol used for an angle. Every angle is given a name. An angle can be named using 3 letters. The middle letter is always the vertex of the angle. We can name the given angle as angle BAC or angle CAB. The same angle can also be named by its vertex as angle A. The space between the arms of the angle is called the interior of the angle, and the space outside the angle is called the exterior of the angle.
Your angles. How many angles are there to know?
There are numerous angles, but broadly we classify them according to their measure. An angle is not measured with respect to the length of its arms. Instead, it is measured in terms of the amount of turns taken between the two arms of an angle. The unit used to measure an angle is degree. This is the symbol used for degree. We use an instrument called the protractor to measure an angle. You can find it in your geometry box. The protractor has 2 sets of measurements written on it. These are called scales. There is an inner scale and an outer scale, both having 0 degree to 180 degree in opposite directions. The midpoint of the baseline is called the center point. Let us measure the given angle ABC, given here. Step 1. Place the center point of the protractor over the vertex B of the angle and place the baseline exactly over the bottom line of the angle. Step 2. Look at the arm on the baseline. It points to 0 on the inner scale. Thus, we need to measure the angle on the inner scale. Step 3. Read the measurement on the scale, where the other arm of the angle and the scale meet. The scale and the arm meet at 90 degrees. Thus, the angle measures 90 degrees. An angle measuring 90 degrees is called a right angle. The capital letter L in the alphabet is one example of a right angle. The corners of your school blackboard also make a right angle. That's one type of angle. Let us learn about other types of angles. An angle whose measure is more than 0 degree but less than 90 degree is called an acute angle. Try to form a small V using your palms. It will form an acute angle. The hands of the clock at 2 o'clock, blades of a scissor are all examples of acute angles. An angle whose measure is more than 90 degree but less than 180 degrees is called an obtuse angle. The hands of a clock at 4 o'clock. The angle formed by the Japanese fan shown are examples of obtuse angles. An angle whose measure is 180 degree is called a straight angle. If two right angles are kept next to one another, they form a straight angle. A pencil or a pen, the edge of a ruler or the book are examples of straight angles. An angle which measures 360 degree is called a complete angle. When the arms of an angle takes one full turn, it is a complete angle.